They don't teach this shit in school, but they should. I'm Dustin Owen, and for the past 20 years, the mortgage industry has been my classroom. I've helped over 2,000 families become homeowners, built a billion-dollar mortgage operation from scratch, and earned my way into the top 1% of income earners worldwide. Along the way, I became a real estate investor, a business owner, and have invested in over 20 tech startups, even hitting a 20x return on one of my investments. This isn't theory, it's experience. Welcome to the DO Show, where I teach the lessons life taught me the hard way. "20 years ago, I made a decision that changed my life forever. Look, I was buried in debt, 10 grand in credit cards alone, plus student loans, and I had nothing in savings. I was working hard, but I wasn't getting ahead. And then I realized something. It wasn't about how much I made, it was about what I did with the money. So I got some help. I consulted with a financial expert who showed me a system, a simple 5-step plan that helped me get out of debt, build 6 months reserves, and start building real wealth. And today, I'm going to teach you exactly how I did it, so you can do it too. Let's go. All right, let's talk about something everyone knows they should do, but very few people actually do it. It's budgeting. And I'm not talking about complicated spreadsheets or fancy apps. I'm talking about understanding where your money goes and creating a system that works in real life, not just on paper. This 5-step plan is what I personally followed to get out of debt, save real money, and finally take control of my financial life. Let's get started with step 1. The first step is simple, but it's brutal. You have to track every single dollar you spend for 30 days. And I mean everything. Starbucks, Zens, Manny's, Petty's, gas, groceries, Amazon, DoorDash, every single dollar. This exercise is not fun, it's not glamorous, but it's crucial. Because it matters less where you are, it matters more where you're going. When you see where your money is really going, you can finally take control. It is imperative that you track your spending. This is your foundation. Without this step, nothing else works. And here's the truth. Depending on where you're starting from, it could take months or even years before you fully adopt this plan. That's okay. The key is consistency. Once you've tracked your spending, you'll probably have 2 emotions. First, shock. Second, clarity. Shock because you'll see how much you waste without realizing it. Clarity because you now know what you can do about it. Now that you know where your money is going, let's talk about how to organize it. You're going to open 3 accounts. One's a checking account, one's going to be a high yield money market account, and the other a savings account. Look, your checking account is where you pay your bills. Twice a month, you're going to transfer what you need into that account, and it should run close to zero by the end of each pay period. Your money market account is where all your income goes. These are your direct deposits. It's your main hub. It's also your emergency fund. You'll want 6 months of living expenses in this money market account. Your savings account, it's for future goals, things like vacations, new furniture, a down payment on a home, but not until you've built that 6-month reserve. Now listen carefully. Before you pay off your credit cards, you need to build your emergency fund first. That's right. Before you pay off your debt, get your reserves funded. Here's why. When life happens, like your car breaks down, your AC dies, or you get a hospital bill, you'll have the cash to handle it without reaching for credit cards. That's what financial freedom looks like. When you freeze your cards and stop adding to your debt, you'll finally get traction. A great high-yield money market option right now is Open Bank by Santander. That's a great place to park your emergency fund. Now that you've built the structure, you've got your accounts in place, it's time to give your money a mission. Because having accounts is one thing, but knowing what to do with them every month is where the real change happens. That's where step 3 comes in. Step 3, build your budget. After tracking your spending for 30 days, you'll know what your lifestyle actually costs and where you can trim the fat. A budget isn't about restriction. It's about clarity and it's about control. So yes, go out for date night, but maybe skip the appetizer or that $16 cocktail. And don't forget the hidden stuff. Your kids are going to get invited to birthdays, and you're going to buy presents for the kids whose birthday party it is. You're going to need an oil change. You're going to hire a handyman, and that adds up. Your budget should include your essentials, your fun money, and those one-off expenses that happen throughout the year. It is imperative that you create a budget and follow it. Once you've got your budget dialed in, you'll notice something powerful. You'll start to feel in control, either again or maybe for the first time. But there's one last thing standing in your way. That's called temptation. If you keep the same old habits and you keep those credit cards handy, you'll slide right back into debt. So to protect yourself from yourself, we move on to step number 4. Step number 4, freeze those credit cards. Literally, when I was doing this, I froze my credit cards. I took all 3 of them, I put them in a huge Tupperware container, filled that Tupperware with water, and I stuck them in my freezer. No joke, I literally froze them. Out of sight, out of mind. I also did a balance transfer onto a credit card with 0% interest for 12 months. That gave me the ability to get them paid off much quicker. Then I had room to breathe and a chance to pay off my balances without adding more interest. If you're looking for one right now, go check out Wells Fargo's Reflect card. 0% interest for an extended period of time. While those cards are frozen, follow your budget, stick to your plan, and attack your debt strategically. At this point, you've done the hard work. You've faced your spending, organized your money, built your budget, and locked down your credit cards. Now it's time for consistency. This is the final step. This is where everything comes together. It's where planning meets discipline. Once you've built your system, you have to live it. On the 1st of every month and on the 15th of every month, you're going to transfer the amount of money you need from your money market account into your checking account. You will know exactly how much money you need because your budget tells you. Now, your checking account should be close to empty right before the 15th and right before the 1st. And if you overspend, I promise you'll know. Follow this system and you'll build momentum. Remember this, nothing changes if nothing changes. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to do without for a while. But doing without is temporary. Once your credit card debt is gone, once your reserves are built, once your mindset shifts from saving to earning, everything gets easier. Now, I've got to say this. While saving is important, you can't save your way to wealth. At some point, you've got to make more money. And that's not a bad thing. That's what I call a growth mindset. So let's talk more about earning. Here's something I learned the hard way. It's easier to focus on earning more than it is to obsess over saving. If you're not happy with what you're earning, you have 3 options. Option 1, push for a promotion or a raise with your current employer. Option 2, look for a career opportunity elsewhere that pays better. And option 3, pick up a part-time job, even if it's only temporary, in order to get yourself back on track. The more you earn, the easier it is to live below your means, save more, and build wealth faster. Once you start earning more, the next step is making sure your money is working for you, not just sitting in your checking account. That's where the concept of paying yourself first comes in. Once you're living debt-free and you're following your budget, start paying yourself first. Enroll in your company's 401k. That way, before Uncle Sam or the bank gets paid, you get paid. Most employers match contributions, which means if you're not contributing, you're leaving free money on the table. If your company doesn't offer a 401k, open an IRA or a Roth IRA. Find a local financial advisor and set up an automatic contribution from your bank account every single month, just like you do with your car payment or your mortgage payment. And let me be clear, investments like rental properties, Bitcoin, or individual stocks, those are what we call luxury investments. They're for people who are already budgeting, already debt-free, and already holding 6 months of reserves. Build your foundation first, then go build your wealth. Look, This plan works. It's not sexy, it's not easy, but it works. It might take you 6 months, or it may take you 6 years, but every step forward is progress. Track your spending, open your accounts, fix your budget, freeze your cards, and follow the plan. Do that long enough and you'll move from surviving to thriving. Money is just a tool. The goal isn't to hoard it, it's to control it. Once you master your budget, you can invest, you can build wealth, and you can buy freedom. If this helped you, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and drop a comment below with your biggest financial goal for next year. And don't forget, subscribe, because the DO Show will teach the stuff they don't teach in school.